everybody to episode 8 of the NFT Talk podcast. We're so glad to have y'all here. As of course, we're bringing dope artists, dope creatives who are dropping their NFT projects, and we'll bring more awareness to what they're doing and the dope things that they're doing in the space. I think it's so great for creators and for artists now, because now you no longer have to be the starving artist waiting to get paid. So, without any further ado, let's welcome Brother John Borne to the scene. What's going on, brother?
What's good, man? I'm happy to be here.
You already know. So real quick, where you at with it? You at the mural, or you just found the spot?
I'm juggling right now, bro. I got a 40-foot mural I'm working on. Yeah, that's good. Right now, I'm actually fulfilling a utility for my NFT project before we do the project, because I had some people buy into some of my other NFTs, and what I did was, everybody that was purchasing my NFTs prior to saving up for Goat Guys, I was letting them access the utility as well, even though I didn't drop the collection yet. So a few people that purchased some items, I'm at the post office shipping out a custom print is what I'm doing to one of my to two of my holders. This is what it would look like. I will show y'all the print, but I already got it packaged up. But I only have 100 of these. It's like some family only stuff, so they're pretty heavy too. It's not like an average coin, you know.
A real born coin. That's what's up. So real quick, because you kind of got into the nitty gritty, we got to ease them in. You know, some people on here don't know who John Borne is, and for those people, could you kind of elaborate on your, you know, your art background? I mean, you from Pennsylvania. You live now in LA, but can you kind of elaborate a little bit on your story and how you became John Borne?
That's a long story, brother.
I don't want the long one though. Like we know the long one. I'm talking about like the in 30 seconds one.
To try to do that, which is almost impossible, I started painting when I was 3. Started with sculptures, turned into fashion, turned into canvas, turned into supercars, turned into murals, turned into bodies, turned into pretty much everything. So now I'm a Renaissance man, and from what I hear, people love me.
That's where I first got introduced.
So let's talk about this goat thing, because some people would think like, you know, who does he think he is to, you know, call himself the goat or whatever the case. But can you kind of elaborate on how that even came about?
That's where a lot of people get it confused. I'm not calling myself the GOAT. People that refer to me as the GOAT, that's their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? I've never self-proclaimed GOAT. I just created something. You know what I'm saying? And what I did when I created it, it never was me, you know, giving myself that title. It was me creating an outlet for people to be able to intertwine whatever they feel deserves that title inside of something that I created. So anybody can be a GOAT in the eyes of someone in specific. It doesn't have to be a LeBron or a Jordan where everybody has to agree. The majority has to vote and say, well, yeah, that person's really a GOAT. Because you get all these arguments where people go, oh, this person's the GOAT. And then somebody goes, he's not the GOAT because this person is. Like, all right, big whoop. Who cares? AI might be the GOAT to me because when I came up, he was the only person hooping on people with tattoos that looked just like I did, with braids, cornrows going the back, regardless of what MJ was doing. So when he crossed MJ over, he might have made me feel like he was the GOAT. But somebody else is like, just because he crossed MJ don't mean nothing. MJ is going to be the GOAT because it. All right, cancel all that argument. Whoever you think is the GOAT is the GOAT. Put him in this silhouette that I made for everybody to have access to do that. Now, everybody got an outlet. It don't got to be an argument. Just make them all live forever. Cool. Argument done.
No, that's a great platform. You know what I'm saying? And I see how when you talk about the GOAT, you talk about everybody, right? Can you kind of elaborate on this NFT project with the GOAT guys and how you incorporated everybody? Because a lot of people don't understand, or at least what I understand is you more in a pioneer sense, right? I like to consider myself, Jamar, we pioneers, and you as well. So for you, and at least what I'm looking at the outside looking in. I'm a little bit inside, but still, you know what I'm saying? I think that you're doing it from a collaborative standpoint where you're pioneering in a sense of you're allowing other artists an opportunity to make an NFT who have not made NFTs. So you opened up a platform with your GOAT Guys silhouette allowed other designers to come in and collaborate with you. Can you speak to that?
Well, yeah, because that basically embodies everything that I'm about. Like, you know me personally, so you understand. So when I say this, it'll probably resonate a bit more with you than some others. But when it comes to what it is that I created, like I said, when I made it, I went into it with the mindset of that very thing. So it would be blasphemous for me to create the collection alone when that's what, the whole entire collection embodies. Like, you have to have all these different components to be able to create that, because again, it's like there's so many goats. There's so many people that I've worked with over the years that are good in like a certain field. Like, I know people that are 100 times better than me at digital art, or 100 times better than me at being a muralist, because it's like that's their craft. So I would be a fool to not reach out to the people who I genuinely think are the best at these things and to bring them on board. It was inevitable. And I'm sure you'll probably ask the question, so I don't want to jump the gun, but the utility aspect of my collection is another reason why I needed so many people involved, and we'll probably get into that whenever you decide to. Again, I don't want to jump the gun, because
Yeah.
once I get going, bro, I'm on a
jumping right
rabbit
into the
hole.
meat and
I'll
potatoes.
I'll run down that rabbit hole until I hit a wall, and I'll find another path, and I'll do it again. I'm trying to keep up with you. So
No, it's all good. Hey, Jamar, I know you had a few things you wanted to
I
kind of elaborate
did.
on.
I did. I got introduced to his artwork through what he was doing with supercars and then with the body painting. So my question for him was, what was your favorite supercar painting?
the favorite vehicle I've ever painted was it was a Rolls Royce Ghost. I mean, my
I think the
favorite.
question was, what was the best artwork you did on a vehicle?
Oh,
No, that's the second question. That's the second
okay.
question.
Oh,
You
all
can
right,
answer
all right,
both
all right.
of them
See,
though.
I done fucked it up.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, my favorite vehicle on the planet, period, is a Rolls Royce. Like, when it's time for me to really settle down and get my one, baby, I got the car.
What's
It's
up,
all-
Enfi?
Thank you for letting me know. Say hi to everybody.
What's going on, young queen?
You back there enjoying the lollipop. I'm gonna just pull it to the side so we can finish up real quick, so I ain't too distracted. But so, like, my dream car is a Rolls Royce. Like, the Cullinan is probably the best looking thing on the planet to me. So that's probably gonna end up being my vehicle one day, down a few years down the line when it makes sense for my life. But so the Rolls Royce Ghost was my favorite vehicle that I painted on, and then since I already know what the follow-up question is, the dopest artwork I put on a vehicle had to be between the BMW i8, where I put Silver Surfer on the hood and I put Mystique on both doors, which was crazy. Or
Yeah, that was at Art Basel. That was crazy for.
I also did
That was like 3-4 days, 24 hours straight.
a Tesla that I just posted on my page that had a goat on the front. It had like a mummy grill on the bumper. I put like the Egyptian wing on the side. It had like abstract splatters. But that and the i8 are like neck and neck for like as far as the artwork, because I had the most time to spend with those vehicles. Like, a lot of the times where I do these vehicles, I get booked to do them. I have a time limit. I'm doing it for like a show, or I'm doing it just to wow people that are watching, live. So, yeah.
Most def. I think
That
for me is like I've always been interested in seeing like artwork on vehicles, and especially now they're getting into wraps, but there's nothing like seeing something actually painted on a particular vehicle. And I mean, I'm guns, cars, and airplanes are my thing, and then you went to body painting, and so just seeing your artwork, really how you exercise yourself as an artist. You exercise yourself as an artist, and then just bring your creativity to different mediums and canvases is just incredible to me. And now bringing that into the digital space, really commend you. I really commend you on that, man, because to now also hear that you're doing utility NFTs, that just is another layer upon another layer upon another layer that just helps to demonstrate your creativity and your innovation as an artist, man. So yeah, I'm really excited to hear more about the utilities with your NFTs.
Hey, John, can you speak more to that? I mean, you was already kind of diving into it. You know what I'm saying?
What, the utility?
Yeah, some of the utilities. Because I mean, a lot of people don't understand. You're doing 2,222 GOAT gods with endless collaborations and endless utilities at this point, right? It's so many different prizes and so many different things you can get because there's so many different people involved. Can you speak to some of those, some of your favorite collaborations, some of the favorite utilities, and even why that number? You know what I'm saying? Because 22222, this is a you know, once in a lifetime type thing. You're dropping them at 2:22 p.m. You know what I'm saying? So can you speak a little bit to that?
I'm not a fan of like the bandwagon culture, right? So one thing that you're going to notice when you get into this space, and I didn't even learn this term until I got into the space, is doxed. Like basically when you're letting yourself be known as the creator of a collection is when you dox yourself, that you like you're publicly known, like you're the face of that brand when you're doxed. I've been doxed by default since day. I've been the face of my brand. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like the utility and the collaborations, like they're all my favorite, right? Because I needed every key to the wheel to spin. So as far as the utility goes, Goat God starts with the art. So going into this, I just urge everybody to go into this with the mindset that you're first off buying some dope artwork. You're investing into some dope artwork outside of the utility. The utility is solely a bonus. But all of my utilities, one of those being at least bi-weekly, we're doing a print giveaway in which the community will be able to vote on original artwork that I've created that they want me to replicate and hand sign to do a release solely for. A lot of y'all know I body paint, right? So if you're familiar with the OnlyFans culture, you're familiar with my TikTok. I've had 4 million followers on TikTok before, and I'm like doing 1 million views per video. So instead of just like taking that content and going like an OnlyFans where I'm selling that content to people, that stuff is going to be exclusively accessible to my holders. You're not going to see me posting a lot of body art anymore. You're not going to be giving the behind the scenes away. Like, you're going to have to be a Goat God holder to access that. And that's going to be called utilities. And one of our holders created that term. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can hear me good?
Yeah,
Now we can. Now we can. It was going like in and out, but make sure the internet or wherever you at not on.
I'm walking in the house right now. If I start breaking up, just let me know. Bear with me. But I'm walking in here to finish up. But yeah, we was having a discussion one day, and I was talking about the body art, and one of our holders was like, "Yo, man, what if you had something called utilities?" And that's basically where you filter your body artwork for your holders. And I thought it was so dope that I want to exclusively have it accessible to my holders. Like, if you're not a holder of Goat God, I don't want you to even be able to access that part of my life because it's personal to an extent, and it's something that's touchy and risky. So. I mean, outside of that, that's just another perk. But the
That's
art
kind of fire though, right? Like utilities, like that's legendary, low key.
like the
that's
art
like
is I'm going to be giving away original paintings. Like at least 3 people that are holders are going to have a chance to get an original painting done by me that's themed off of the goat that they're holding. So say you're holding 4 or 5 goats, you can choose whichever one, or you can choose to intertwine them. But I'll be creating from scratch artwork to match, at least 3 holders goats. Outside of that, there's a hidden utility within every artist I've collaborated with. So imagine like, a lot of people don't know this term as well, paper hands, right? Which refers to people who buy into a project at low and try to flip it immediately. Like, okay, let me get this for 300 and get 500 for it. Some people even only make $30 profit, but they're okay with that because it's like, that's just the name of some people's game, right?
Yeah.
I want diamond hands, which refers to people that, come on. You know better. I want people that are diamond hands that solely refers to people that hold for the long-term payout or for the long-term, connection to the project. They're not necessarily worried about making a flip. They're worried about what comes with the, perks of being a holder for long terms. You never know. In 5, 10 years from now, this could not only just be a digital asset that you're holding, but it might be a specific ticket to a show or specific access to a video game or access to whatever you're going to need to be a holder to access these things I'm creating for the future. I'm building a universe. This is not an NFT collection. People are dropping NFT collections. That's why the term rug exists. That's why people can run off with money and everybody feel bad because they've been promised all these things by this project. Oh, if you buy into our project, we're going to have these dope events. We're gonna make sure everybody gets paid. We're gonna be giving away these tokens that is worth this much, or we're gonna be giving away. You're gonna own a piece of this thing we bought, and everybody's a holder of that. Like, all right, cool. So now there people are just sitting around waiting for these promises, right? Because everybody don't have patience. I'm reverse engineering that. I'm like, okay, entry level. I'm only telling you guys what I can give you right now. If tomorrow we sell 2 goats, all of my utilities that I've said I was capable of, I can still provide. It's not like I need to sell out of my collection in order to invest into the project to do all these dope things for you guys. And I proved that by providing utilities prior to even releasing my project. We didn't release the project. I've already done 2 IRL event experiences. I've already had holders just come kick it with me and have lunch and come to my mural site and see what my process is and be able to pick my brain, because that's what I've been doing before NFTs.
Gotcha.
My operation isn't based on studying NFT collections and try to outdo and try to get into a space and just make money. Plenty of people could just pick an animal, give it a name, and say, we're going to sell 10,000 of these and make some money. And that's where you see a lot of rug stuff at, right? We reverse engineered that entire thought process where my partner had me verified on Rarible and OpenSea before we even announced putting out a collection. Again, I've been doxxed from day one. And then let me circle back because I'm going down the rabbit hole and I feel myself doing it. So let me just, the answer to that question is utilities is going to be so crazy because every artist involved outside of what you're getting just for being a holder, there's hidden utilities in the one-of-one goats that the artist created. So if you could imagine my guy Tatted Apes, he created a few goats. The one that he chooses that he wants that utility to come with, somebody's going to deem that utility for an in real life tattoo. My guy Camden Primo, he's going to provide an MP3 song with the open verse to an aspiring artist. Whoever wants to put the verse on that song and release it can split the royalty 3 ways with Camden Primo and the producer. Jay Ortiz, he has his own set of utilities that he's providing. Also includes show access and exclusive VIP access to live experiences. And then you take that and you just times that by all 22 people. Toy Box Dolls. I saw her in the comments earlier. She's going to be providing like custom prints and, perks and little, care packages for the person that gets her goat. So now we're creating that trading card, concept again, right? You remember back when you had a Blastoise and you wanted Charizard? You had to call on the house phone to your buddy across town and get on a city bus to hope that he's willing to trade after he sees the condition of that. We're creating that concept within the NFT space where the person that wants Camden Primo's goat most likely is not going to get it, but now he's going to be searching for it. And same with Jay Ortiz. Whoever's that diehard Jay Ortiz fan, they're like, no, I want exclusive access to that show. It comes with his merch pack. I need that goat. So now we're just, that's what I'm creating. I don't want the paper hands. It's like, I'm going to flip it, get the money, get out the project. These people are going to be genuine holders and we're going to build a universe that's starting with 222 and it's probably going to end up 2 billion. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's just heavy. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of what I wanted, the people that are aspiring artists that want to make NFTs. John hasn't been studying this for 5 years, 10 years. It's been something fairly new within the last couple of years. And it just shows that you can be innovative. You know what I'm saying? You can still be collaborative with your platform. Oh, yeah. Show them the drip. You know what I'm saying? To those that have been to LA, you know what I'm saying? That's the Borne Mansion. Nothing but vibes. Yeah, hell yeah. I even got some in that joint, so it's crazy. But yeah, so for me, I really just want artists to take away from it like, yo, it's okay to be collaborative or collaborator. You don't. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? If your platform is bigger than others, it's really, when it comes to NFTs and the metaverse, it's all about really, you know, sharing this information with one another, helping each other, because you know, together we really are unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
John, you creating the metaverse and creating a world, you know what I'm saying, for people to really be able to make money, collect things, receive perks, and just be their own person is just, it's fire. And you know what I'm saying, I commend you. So and I'm glad to be a part of it, right? I got some GOAT guys that are dropping tomorrow as a part of the collection. I'm actually headed to this man crib to design the rest of my joints as soon as we get off here. So, and you know, he's got a bunch of artists that are part of Art from the Heart, a part of his collection. You know what I'm saying? He's always tapped in and really made sure he was accessible to the community. So this is definitely you know, a way. And I think tomorrow is going to be everything we thought it was, right? Like it might literally be 2,222 sold out like that. So everybody, make sure y'all are spreading the word. Jamar, I know you had a few more questions for him, especially about the Nipsey one.
Oh
You know
yeah, man. I was looking through some of the Go God collection, man, and Jay was the one who plugged me in and was like, "Hey, man, he has an open face, and then he puts face of people who inspired him in it." And I was just wondering if you had one with Nipsey, because I saw some of your Nipsey artwork that you did. And I'm a huge Nipsey fan.
You mean, do I have a physical Nipsey like that, or is Nipsey going to be in the Goat God collection?
If there's gonna both.
There is a Nipsey Hussle in the Goat God collection.
Okay.
The creator of that is It's a Shame, my partner Trent, the co-founder. I don't have a Nipsey Hussle GOAT as of yet because I haven't revisited my physical GOAT collection how I really needed to as of lately. Like, anybody that knows about navigating this space knows it's a lot of work outside of having to learn and educate yourself to not do things. So, in the near future, will there be a Nipsey Hussle physical one? Most likely, but
Okay.
definitely will be one in the collection.
Most definitely.
So
I want you to know that I'm here as a resource, man, for helping to educate your audience about cryptocurrency, about NFTs, and about blockchain, because I know that's huge. And just being able to once you have all the artists and all the people that are part of your community, being able to airdrop them things just because they are diamond hands, like you said, because that's real important about really building a community around what it is that we're doing, and being able to not only have the technology part of it, but the in real life part of it that gives us that connection with each other. So, man, yeah, definitely.
For sure.
you know, I had a few questions about the drop, actually. So I mean, I know you said you had about 22 artists that you collab with, John. Could you name like 5 of your favorite pieces that you're excited for tomorrow? I mean, I know you wish you could name all 22, but if you can give me 5 off the top of your head that are like some really that even surprised you at how great they were, which would be your 5?
I hate doing this, and I
Nah,
hate
I know.
Milage's goats.
You gotta, you feel me? Everybody hasn't got to see them.
Well, just let me specify. Every collaborator doesn't only have one GOAT. Some people have one. Some people might have created 3. Some people might have made 5. You never, like, some may have made 15. So, you know, that's one thing that makes it hard to choose a favorite, because you got like artists that made so many different variations, and it's like how do I, like, it's crazy. But off the top of my head, I really like this guy named Prescribed by Doc, because he made these goats that look like, they remind me of gummy bears, and it gave me an idea to make in real life goat gummies.
Okay, so you get an inspiration. Fire.
So that was dope because of that. Because when I saw it, I was like, damn, I'm gonna make some gummy bears. I'm gonna get the mold. I'm gonna do this and that. I'm really gonna like drop a gummy bear. So that's definitely something I'm gonna do. Whether it's exclusive release or just long term, like, I'm gonna do it. I really like what Toy Box Dolls did, because she was like one of the, if not the only female team. I remember trying to find like women, and a lot of the women were busy or they just had things going. So, but she was one that really came through, and I like what she did, because she brought an element that I wasn't using. Like she literally chiseled this goat into a fine woman. Like the way she created it, like is like the shape of it, like the hair is really dope. And I'm not gonna say I couldn't have, but I don't think I could have embodied turning my goat creation into a woman at the level that she did. So that's another one that's fire. Rick Pencil, he's crazy. He made one with diamond hands, and he's like the creator of the Rumble Kong leagues. Like if y'all know that, like he's like creating for Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors and Slam Mag and all that. Damn.
Two more.
Damn.
Cause I got a follow-up question. You gotta give me two more.
My boy Tatted Apes, King Vice City on Instagram, but his name is Nick. He's like the key to the operation. I don't want to say too much about him yet, but I gotta, it's something that I have to announce having to do with him, but it's not going to happen until like a certain amount of time. But he's a key to the operation as far as imagery. But he's made, not only did he make multiple fire 2D goats for the Phase 1 collection, but if you stay tuned and pay attention to what's happening in Phase 2, 2.5, and Phase 3, he's like, I'm trying to say this without spilling too much. He made some dope shit. All right, one more, right?
One more.
I don't want to get caught up and say too much.
You definitely got one more.
I guess my boy For My Culture, he made that Odell Beckham goat, predicted like the Super Bowl like 2 weeks before he had that goat, and I was like, it's dope, but I'm not a fan of sports, so I appreciated it because of how dope it was. But then when I realized that he technically had predicted the Super Bowl with that goat, I think that's dope.
Yeah, he definitely, that was my boy. So that was another Art from the Heart fan. He definitely predicted it, right? That was fire. And he turned it into like a For My Culture joint. So I fuck with that. My last, not my last question, but one of the final questions was what GOAT God can we expect? Like what is one GOAT God that, like a physical one, that you haven't done yet that you have to do? Like, you feel me?
Only one?
Just one joint in the world that, because you've done a lot, bro. I've seen one you did it yourself. I've seen a Kobe joint. I've seen a Piccolo. Like I've seen all kind of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what is one joint that you have not done that you're like, nah, I have to do this joint?
I'm not naming.
It could be your mom, bro. I see Muhammad Ali. I see Thanos.
I'm not naming one.
Give me three.
Jay-Z, AI, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, now those would be so crazy for sure. Like, and then the GOAT guy would just be, yeah, you did it. I think he got like a Kanye GOAT guy, right? Am I tripping?
808s and Heartbreaks. Yeah, I need like more because Ye's the illest person on the planet. So
yeah, no, the Ye one is. I don't think he even gave too many sneak peeks of that joint because I was trying to find little pictures on the profile. I didn't see that many if there was. So you know what I'm saying? Like that's one y'all gotta check out tomorrow. And then just to elaborate a little bit more on the process of purchasing, how do you become an artist that you collab with? How do you become someone that purchases a GOAT God tomorrow? Tomorrow means you're able to mint, you're able to purchase. Can you kind of explain that to everybody so that they can kind of be on board and, you know, become a part of the community tomorrow? Pricing, everything.
You can collaborate with GOAT Gods by being dope and by being prepared.
Okay, can you elaborate to that? Because some people know that they might think they're dope, but being prepared is for the opportunity.
Like, think about it. Like, it's a right and a wrong way to do things, right? Like, we learn how to do the right things over time by ultimately most likely doing the wrong stuff and realizing it was the wrong stuff, right? So with the trial and error that you've already been through, use the logic you've built in that time to apply it to reaching out to me or my partners. Like, don't. I mean, it's just like average do's and don'ts. Like, picture somebody sending a DM saying, "Yo, I want to collab." Like, what am I supposed to say to that? Like, I don't
Right. Come with the idea. Come ready.
like.
I got you.
Everybody was all right, cool. So, like,
And then
I might literally respond and be like, all right, cool. Like
and then it's like where we go from here type shit.
yeah. Now what? Now we gotta do extra stuff. Like, think about it. If I collaborate with somebody that's least accessible than me, 8 times out of 10 they got less time to pay attention to what I'm talking about. So why would I waste it on that? It's like if they do get a chance to see what I'm saying, they probably want to know exactly what the fuck I want. They're like, listen, bro, what the fuck do you want? Like,
And that's it.
really what
If
it is.
you're gonna shoot your shot, really, really shoot that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like, somebody was to reach out today. Like, what's up, boo? If somebody was to reach out today and like, yo, I really want to be on Goat Gods. I see it drops tomorrow. I really would love to have one in the collection. Here goes a portfolio. Here goes some of my work I've done. Here goes my accolades. Like, this is my track record. And granted the opportunity, this is what I would do. Even if I don't want it, it's way more likely that I'm going to be able, if it's dope, trust me, like, peep this. Let's just hypothetically say that happens today. Exactly what I just described.
He's really telling y'all how to get on the Go
And
Guys
people did it
community.
today.
That's crazy.
If I open my DMs and you said that accompanied with something that was dope, you would be a collaborator if I liked it.
So y'all said that. Y'all heard it right here. There's no other excuse. Like, if you want to be a part of Go Guys, his DM's wide open.
I mean,
he literally gave you a blueprint.
Somebody that I know. It always helps to know someone. You know, one removed is always a bonus. Like, if you were like, yo, I did J Ortiz's show 10 times and here goes this, and you got that same spill and I can cross-reference that, it always feels better to work with people that you know, right? Of course. But I'm not a dickhead. Like, I see a lot of space that is ran by people that are assholes and they love being an asshole. I'm only enthused about being an asshole when somebody is trying to downplay my intelligence, or when somebody is being condescending with their compliments or something like that. Like, oh, you're very articulate. Like, what the fuck, how you think I got here? Like, don't sit here and insult me with your underhanded compliments. And that's when I can feel like being in that space. But I'm not the person to be in that space. I'm normally like open and accessible and welcoming. Like, I'm a pretty approachable person if I'm not in a bad mood, which is very rare. So also to go just to double back and feed on it, what you said about how do they get ready to mint. Like, we're minting with our own website. So yeah, when I'm finished, I'll make you some.
Your number.
Okay.
Dadding 101. Girl dad right there. Like,
We're minting. You're welcome. We're minting with our own website that we didn't release yet for purposes of scammers. Like, scammers work harder than people that build collections now. So you imagine me on the website live for a month. That like gives malicious time to go and try to clone our shit and then tell other people how to send links out. And a lot of newcomers don't know. Oh, they see a link. You get scammed on Instagram the same way. You get a DM from somebody that says, "Oh, I am this person that sells these shoes. You can get them now if you pay $100." The average gullible person is getting got. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate, but everybody hasn't built enough logic to be able to combat that. You know what I'm saying? It's some average people that don't know the digital space. So, like, my mom could probably get scammed like that. She's been here 70 years, but it's like, that don't mean that she has the Web3 knowledge to not click the wrong link. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta like really start from scratch with educating yourself on this stuff. So our secondary sales will be on OpenSea, and our minting will be on the official link from our website that we'll shortly, so that people can connect their wallets and get ready without.
So John, you have a question inside of the questionnaire. This person, well, actually it's my mom, which is dope. She said, "What do you think of what happened on OpenSea? Are you familiar with what happened?" Oh, Einstein of Wall Street. What's up, brother?
I'm assuming that she's talking about that breach with the guy that was draining people's wallets.
The
And
phishing attack.
I mean,
I want both of y'all opinion on that. You, John, and Jamar.
I think it is what it is. Like it's only that much of a frenzy because this is a new space and it's the hype thing to talk about. Somebody probably scammed Bank of America 2 days ago for $1 billion, but like it's not the hype thing to speak about. Like scammers work harder than hardworking people is what we got to understand. Like that is gonna happen anywhere. I don't care where you're at. Somebody scammed me on PayPal for $5,000, and it had nothing to do with an NFT. So you know what I'm saying? Like somebody scammed my Cash App for $1,300. It had nothing to do with an NFT. Like my bank account has been compromised, and I saw people swiping for gas. I'm like, how? And I still got the card in my pocket. People are geniuses at being malicious. Like as hard as we work, unfortunately, people that are bad people work twice as hard as us.
Yep.
So Breach was just like what an elaborate plan of somebody that came up with a cool scheme, know how to do shit legitimate, and they thrive in a terrible space, and that's what they chose to do. It's like, all right, I got access to do some malicious shit. I'm gonna do it because I don't know how to do dope shit to make. This is what I know how to do to make money. This is what I learned. This is my trick of the trade. Like you got to just take that. Like it's unfortunate to the people that got to fall victim to it. But again, like we all live and we learn. Like I've had my fair share of being wrapped up in shit that I regretted, just like I'm sure other people have. Like people do fucked up shit. Some people don't know no better, and some people that's just their goal. That's my take on it.
And Jamar, what about you?
Oh, the technical part of it is that it was a phishing attack. So they used the email from OpenSea that redirected you to a malicious website. So it's good that you being in that space that you've educated yourself on that and got people on your team that have helped you with recognizing, hey, you don't want to release this until until this day because people are scamming things. And it's just unfortunate because it's like with new opportunities come new problems. And what it does is it just messes up the community. So I'm glad, man. I'm glad to see what you're doing. And glad to see that you're up on the space because there are people who are heavy in the tech space that don't necessarily know about some of these things. So just being aware of those things and helping your audience with it and helping your community with it.
I mean, who knows? If it wasn't for that guy, Metaphorical Mutant, that y'all see in the chat, that he really was the person behind my damage control. Like when the breach happened, of course, everybody had to do certain things to take precautions, especially me being that I own like 100 NFTs now. And I'm like, I have a few blue chip. Like I got the #1 rare APC, so it's like it might not be the dopest thing to have, but it definitely will make me more vulnerable than the person that don't got a wallet. So we had to do some damage control and look over some shit. And my account had actually been touched by that account that everybody's talking about. It was like in the records, like at some point I was somehow crossed with that Wavern or whatever it was called, and I had to go and kind of like revoke access to that site. Ultimately, it probably still you better go do XYZ. And I'm like, all right, bet.
Most definitely. I don't have any more questions, man. I'm just excited to see the Go Gods drop tomorrow.
Well,
Really
real quick before we finish up, real quick, I just wanted you to kind of walk through. I know you were saying you kind of walked through and told people how to become a collaborator. I really want you to just make, for the people that don't really understand NFTs at all, how do they purchase a Goat God tomorrow? What do they need to do? Do they need Coinbase Wallet? Do they need MetaMask? Can they use USD? Do they have to have Ethereum? Like, what do they need to do to make sure they are part of the community by tomorrow's end?
Well, if I had to try to give the fast answer to that as well, you'll need Ethereum. If I had to tell you exactly what to do, it would be if you don't already have a MetaMask and an OpenSea to obtain both of those things. To the super newcomers, when you make a MetaMask, you'll get a seed phrase, which is like your bank account routing number, PIN, and social, because you don't want to share it or give it to anybody or lose it. So it's not a good idea to screenshot it. You're supposed to write it down, put it in a safe, put it somewhere you'll never lose it. But you can load Ethereum with Apple Pay. Sometimes it might take a little time to verify depending on what it is, but if you don't make mint, you can purchase in public sale. Mint just means that there's 222 slots for people to be able to purchase the GOAT Gods at a discounted rate, which is the mint price. Public sale price will be a slight bit more expensive, although you can still purchase. It's no different, except it's like getting, first access if you're on the whitelist. If you're minting, you're like the RSVPs, the people the priority seating of the flight, basically. You get
and it's like you would be like the priority seating of like a pre-sale type list where, you know what I'm saying? I know that wording we try to kind of use whitelist, but just for people that don't understand it, that's like the culture of it.
Yeah, except the priority in this case is expensive. Opposed to other situations where you need priority more. But
well, I mean, this was a hell of an interview, bro. I think you gave artists that are trying to come up with a collection all the sauce, like all the sauce. You literally gave them every way to build the community, to build the world. Can you leave the people with some words? I mean, where to find you at? Obviously GOAT Gods drops tomorrow. Where they can purchase it, follow you on Instagram, and then what you may have coming after, because I know you were speaking about a phase 2 and a phase 3, and you know what I'm saying, when can we expect those? And you got a show coming up, you got a GOAT Gods NFT release. Like, can you speak to some of those things and let them know where they can find your stuff and where they can see you coming up shortly?
If you need any information on GOAT Gods, go to any platform, search GOAT Gods, GAUDS, right? With Twitter, Instagram, Discord, etc. It's hard to use the thought of what he just requested to sum up, because I'll end up again.
Just go though. Just go. We got time. Just go.
But I just need everybody to understand, like, I've been creating goats for damn near 6 years, right? And again, this isn't like me choosing a random animal. Like, I go out front, I see a squirrel and be like, oh shit, look at that cute little squirrel. We're going to make something called squiggly squirrels. We're going to make 10,000 of them. We're going to get an artist to draw them all up and make a bunch of money. Like, I'm almost sure that's how 8 out of 10 NFT projects are birthed, right? Me having an NFT project is like, it's like a path that has been getting paved for years. This is not like the start of anything new for me. Like, when I played Grand Theft Auto 100 times, and on the 100th time I thought about it and I paused the game and I was okay, I never completed a mission. Like, when you play Grand Theft Auto, there's missions that pop up and says do this and do that. This is how you beat the game, right? Never in my life did I ever decide to play Grand Theft Auto and actually follow a mission. What did I do? In Grand Theft Auto, the person I was the crazy motherfucker that's out carjacking people right now and just punching people and like. But I'm not that type of person in real life, right? That's just what I chose to do with an avatar. But now think about what games started as. Like, when we had the first game, we had a line like this that used to hit a ball against the ceiling, and you had to make sure the ball don't fall in the hole. And it's like, that is like entry level gaming, right? Now, how long has it been since that was created, right? Now, think about how many times you have to multiply the Pong game to get Grand Theft Auto, where you can take a person and make them get into a vehicle and drive it around Miami and recognize these places. And you can see sweat dripping off of this person, and you can go fuck a prostitute. You can do all these things, right? How many times did they multiply Pong to get that? It's really not that many times, and it didn't take that long. Like, what, 30 years, 40, like, if that, 40 years maybe max. So let's take NBA 2K22. LeBron sweating on his shoes, and when the sweat drip hits his shoes, you can see the discoloration of the suede in a video game. That's like, how many times do we have to multiply Pong to get that? Now take that and multiply it, how many times we had to make Pong get there. Like, where does that take 3D virtual reality? If you can multiply NBA 2K as many times you had to multiply Pong to get that, you get real life. Right now, I can put an Oculus on my head and put gloves on my hands and pick up a mug somewhere that doesn't exist and feel it in my hand. I can teleport from Saturn to Mars with a headset on. And if my daughter calls me, I can break past an imaginary barrier to talk to her. And then I can break back into my virtual reality world and be in Mars, or be in outer space, or be in Asia, or be in a $1 million loft with a 60 foot, I'm not 60 inch. I could be in a loft with a 60-foot TV in this box right here, right? My genuine belief when I played Grand Theft Auto that 100th time and I realized I didn't have to do shit that it told me to do was that we are an existing NFT. Humans, life. Like, I'm building a universe and I'm realizing how many times I can multiply over and how big it can be, right? I feel like I've always been a part of this thing, like where I had these gut feelings, or I had these premonitions, or I made a song, or I made an art piece that said something about my specific future. The NFT space was made for me. I didn't get into the space and try to navigate it. I found my home, and now I'm going to make a universe. Think about our parents that are Christians or Buddhists or whatever it may be. Somebody created these things, regardless of how you want to look at it. Somebody had to write these books, right? Somebody had to write these Bibles. Go read the Goat God's origin story. If you read the Goat God's origin story, you can relate that to literally, or any origin story of an NFT project. You can relate that to parallel with Let There Be Light. Now I created a human. Think about how far-fetched that story may sound, right? Yeah, it might be a metaphorical story. We want to give people the insight of how they got here, right? But why all the excessive fictional parts, right? Because it has to be interesting to draw a person in. In my opinion, like, life itself was a creation of something that intelligent. It wasn't a ball of light. We didn't get poofed out of dust, in my opinion. I don't see those fictional tales as the law for my life. I see them as something was advanced enough to create all of this, and the origin story was what we see in these documents from that long ago. These stories that we get from the Bible of this person. Don't do that. Here, go on. I'm finishing up. I'll be done in a moment, but don't do that. Just push the popcorn button. Go on.
And then start.
All you do is push the popcorn button.
Okay.
All right. But if you could, like, all of these things literally parallel with, like, the origin stories of religion and the things that we worship and abide by these days. People literally pay tithes and all. My mom, to this day, every time she ever touched money, gave 10% to a Christian organization. Like, think about where this stuff originated. Like, the stuff that we're living right now is going to exist within this individual world that I create for a whole new society of being. Like, when it comes time for us to go to concerts in the metaverse and not in real life, think about what that's going to do for these communities, for these worlds that people are creating, right? Right now, when you want to get fresh, you go to the store, you go where you're going, you get your chain, you get your clothes, you get your haircut, and you are physically able to get a compliment and get instant gratification, right? When somebody goes, look at that nice haircut you got, or them kicks is fire, you feel that. It makes you feel good, right? At some point over time, we're gonna get those same endorphins releasing in our bodies from digital experiences, from our Rolex being able to be verified because we bought that NFT from Rolex, opposed to us using Watchbusters to say, hey, that's real or fake, right? That's where we're headed. So when that happens, think about how often we'll be plugged into these systems to be a part of those experiences. When you have to call your homie and say, yo, what you putting on your avatar for the Gunner concert? Not where are we going to get our outfit from? People are going to be, your coolness is going to exist there. Your status is going to exist there. Your assets will exist there. Land sandbox in these places, and they're spending quarters of millions of dollars to live next to Snoop Dogg. Why? Because that's where the future's headed. Because whatever intelligent entity that built this knew that this was on the way. Like they were prepared for this. But now that I'm playing catch up and finding my home within the metaverse, I'm going to create my own universe. And it's not possible without a population of people. It starts with the creative 22 people that I put on the project. Those people bring their own friends. Those people collaborate. We create offspring from that. Things are birthed. Ideas are generated. Now we're building this world. Just imagine when we got X amount of tech people on the team and X amount of artists and X amount of investors and all these things that really are part of this community, what we can build then. Akon's building a city in Africa. Like, think about what we're going to do with this space once we have every resource that's meant for us. Once everybody is on board the way they're supposed to be. Once it feels genuine. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to prove that Goat Gods is a genuine thing. This is not a project to make money. This is not a project to, in order to just make me rich, because it's not about me, right? It's like everybody can not dox themselves, drop a project, take the money, run, and then you got to figure it out later. I didn't have the opportunity to even think about doing that because that's not where my heart exists, right? So everybody that's involved in this either has a similar thought process or they're directly on the same page. So to anybody that's just like trying to figure out the space, trust me, you're going to want to get in Discord, because I personally learned everything I know within a Discord server. When I bought my first NFT, I'm like, oh, this is how they do it. This is okay. Now I was able to ask these questions. I was able to connect with like-minded individuals. You're not going to just be roaming Instagram and Facebook and expect to learn everything you need to know for a space that exists over here. Like, my Discord is strictly made for that. You got people in there that have been getting whitelisted for months, that have been doing the education, that have been in these spaces, that have been helping me figure out how to execute my launch. So if you want to get in the space, man, I say just go into it with a genuine heart, like an open mind, and look for the longevity in it. I'm a collector. I got 100 NFTs. I don't plan on selling any of them. And I bought them because I like the artwork. I don't even know some of the utilities of some of the NFTs I got, if they have any. So it's just what we're creating here is different on so many levels. As cliche as that may sound as a sentence, because anybody can put those combination of words together, right? But when you get into the space and you see what we're doing, you're going to be able to feel and experience these things firsthand. And there's no promises. There's no, oh, this is a presidential campaign. Once I'm elected, I'm going to give everybody free healthcare bullshit. Nah. Everything I'm doing now, and I'm going to continue to do that, and it's going to continue to magnify to the furthest extent. Yeah.
Can't hear you, bro.
Are you muted?
Yeah, he's muted.
You must have hit the mute button.
Oh, shit. Yeah, there we go. No, my fault. It was all this noise in the background. So there you have it. Goat Gods 2222 to be released tomorrow, February 22nd at 2:22 p.m. It is what it is. So make sure y'all follow at John Borne. Make sure y'all are following the podcast at NFT Talk Podcast. I already told y'all when we get to 100 followers, we'll go live on the actual page. But moving forward, thank you guys. Look for I know the schedule just changed. We'll be doing live interviews every Monday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Stay tuned for our next special guest. John, it was a pleasure. Good luck with everything, and thank you for letting me be a part of it. Jamar, let them know where to find you at, and we'll lock it. We'll lock in.
Most def. Everybody go follow the NFT Talk podcast page. Go follow. Follow Jay Ortiz NFT and follow me, Dr. Jamar Montgomery, DRJAMAR Montgomery, for all your things NFT related and art related. We are your source. We are your host. And John Borne, thank you, man, for everything that you do, bro.
Yep. And lastly, real quick, because that shit was amazing, bro. Any artists that have a collection coming out, please reach out if you wanna be on the NFT Talk podcast and promote what you got going on. But thank you guys. Peace and love. We out.